Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Sunday Messages. I'm getting back into the swing of PTA, so we are doing a PTA episode today. And I also want to mention it is Money Magic season. I have another episode of the Money series coming out here shortly. And I have a new module for Money Magic that is coming out at the end of this month. So if you feel the call, if now is the time for you to work on money, repair your relationship with money, just feel into more money and giving yourself full permission to experience more money, be around more money, receive more money, spend more money, play with more money, save more money, all of that good stuff. Get into Money Magic. It is my most popular class and it's a good one. The other cool thing about Money Magic is it's the only container that grows. So once you opt in, your investment is pretty much guaranteed to compound until further notice, until I decide to close the container and stop adding to it. But I have no intentions of doing that anytime soon. So every time I learn more about money or feel the call to do a new module, I throw it into Money Magic, and then after I add the new module, I increase the price. So that's how this works. So at the time that you opt in, you get all of the content, all of the modules that are already there, and all of the new ones moving forward. So you get both. Again, it is the only container of mine that grows over time. So if you're feeling the call, jump inside and I will see you at the end of this month. But you can get all caught up on the content that's in there for you right now. Okay, we're going to start with prayers. I haven't done prayers in a hot minute, so let's go ahead and dive into this. This first prayer is for Jordan, and it looks like you are just wanting a general prayer for your family members, and I'm in full agreement for well-being, full agreement for alignment and clarity, highest and greatest good, and I am in full agreement for just overall well-being for everyone involved. Okay, this next one is for George. I am in full agreement for his healing and full well-being, full agreement for just a smooth healing process for anything that he's facing in this moment. Okay, this next one is for Vanessa, and I'm in full agreement for clarity, abundance, divine protection, loving, supportive energy, full agreement for just a overwhelming current of well-being to be easily accessible. This is the core piece of this prayer. I'm in full agreement for you to find your way into the ever-flowing current of God and that source energy. Full agreement for you to feel your way easily into this, and for you to exclusively focus on the direction that you desire to go. So that's also going to anchor you in a whole lot faster. I'm in full agreement for the right opportunities, people, places, things to drop into your life in the right timing, and for you to feel a yes to whatever the next opportunity that is of your highest good to be. So I'm in full agreement for it to pique your interest, for it to inspire you and be in alignment with you, and for it to be better than you could have ever imagined, and for that to feel really easy, and for many other doors to open up for you to have a clear and easy path into the next leg of your journey. Full agreement for that. And I'm in full agreement for aligned mentors, classes, and people to just step into your life easily. Full agreement for you to reconnect with God, and full agreement for you to feel into the highest frequency of emotion that you can in relative to wherever you're standing in this moment. So I'm just in full agreement for the natural progression of positive emotion, however that might look for you right now. This one is anonymous, but I'm in full agreement for there to be ease in your big life changes and the transition that you're going through at this time. I'm in full agreement for there to be overwhelming love, understanding, hope, connection, and peace, and for everything to go super, super smoothly. Okay, this one is for Joanna. I am in full agreement for there to be ease and healing, full agreement for well-being across the board with everyone involved and affected, full agreement for health, full agreement for not just a regained strength, but actually a new level of vitality coursing through you. Full agreement for this to be better than ever. Full agreement for you to come out on the other side of this actually improved at a greater level, and for things to be continually moving in the up and up direction. Full agreement for better and better only, and for you to relax into that, to know that there's nothing to fight against, force, or push into place. You get to relax and float your way into greater levels of vitality. Okay, this next one is for Daniel, and I am in full agreement for you to overhaul and refurbish the story that you're telling. So in this particular prayer request, I'm just seeing negative story, negative story, negative story. So I'm in full agreement for you to connect to a better narrative to sync up with. So something that is digestible for you in the present moment and that can act as a bridge to all of your desires being accessed. So I'm in full agreement for you to feel connected. I'm in full agreement for you to relax, for things to feel easy, for things to feel like they are effortlessly improving. I'm in full agreement for you to have some fun as well. So everything that you desire, you have the ability to anchor into. I'm in full agreement for you to just sync right up with it. Okay, this one is for Sarah. I am in full agreement for you and your beloveds to buy the house of your dreams this year and start a wonderful life together in abundance and love. That is such a wonderful request. Absolutely, full agreement. I'm also in full agreement for this to be easy and effortless. I'm in full agreement for you to see this as the next natural step of your evolution, and for this to be something that is certain. It is just a natural extension of your life, and this is going to be a beautiful next chapter for you. Okay, this next one is for MA, the initials. And I'm in full agreement for you to purchase an amazing car. This is the first car you're going to be buying, and for it to be easy, and for it to be fun, and for it to feel good, and for this to expand you. I'm also in full agreement for you to remind yourself and to remember that this is just one of many. This is one of many purchases that will feel good and expand you. It's just one of many things that will anchor in a new level of well-being. So I'm in full agreement for this to feel good, for it to be easy, for it to go smoothly, for it to be pleasurable, and for you to feel powerful in your new vehicle. Full agreement. Before we get into the analysis segment that I've chosen for today, I also wanted to remind you that my birthday is on Monday, March 14th. And what I like to do for my birthday is I actually set up this link where if you want to wish me a happy birthday, if you would like to celebrate me, I am just open and available for all of the gifts and celebration and good things. And so if you want to find a way to celebrate me, there's a whole bunch of different options down there. So I will include the link in the show notes or the description box, depending on where you're listening to this. And a quick story time about the birthday link. Last year, I had a birthday that was the worst birthday of my entire life. I have not had a bad birthday like that, I think, ever. It was absolutely horrific. Like, almost everyone in my life forgot my birthday. All of the people who normally call me for my birthday did not call me for my birthday last year, and it was pretty devastating. I didn't receive any gifts other than a box of matches. I am not joking. And I have vowed to, one, never let that happen again. But the real heroes of my birthday last year was you guys. Because when I when I got back to the hotel room, I was crying and crying and crying. And then I opened my computer and I checked my email, and I was flooded with all of these wonderful messages from people. And I was crying and crying and crying even more. And I will never stop doing this birthday link thing, because it just makes me feel like I have a gigantic family, and I just love and appreciate you all so much. And so if you do happen to take the time to send me some words, or jump into one of my classes, or write a review for me on iTunes, whatever, or review me on Spotify, whatever the case, know that I love and appreciate you. It does not go unnoticed. You guys made my birthday last year in the best way imaginable, and I am just super appreciative. So thank you so much, and you can check out the link below. Now let's go ahead and get into the analysis segment that I've chosen for today. And the message here says, I'm loving your podcasts. Can you please dive deeper into the call of desire and how desire can coexist with gratitude for where you are in the present moment? This is one of those things that I could talk about all day long. So let me put it this way. You are here to want. You're here to create. You're here to line up with your desires. Now, if you are not moving in the direction of something different from what you have already experienced, you're no longer evolving or growing or seeking pleasure in the experience of life. And that's literally the meaning of life. So when people say things like, what is your purpose? As if purpose is this mysterious question that needs to be solved. It's not mysterious. It's literally right in front of our faces. Your purpose is pleasurable evolution and pleasurable expansion, however that manifests for you. So to break your question down, when I'm saying pleasurable evolution, what that is to weave it into your question, it's appreciation and desire existing at the same time. So pleasure and evolution are not mutually exclusive. And the same thing goes for gratitude for where you are and desire for more. Desire for more is the expansion and evolution. The pleasure is the gratitude and appreciation. So you blend that together. Pleasurable expansion, so appreciation with a desire for more. Another way to view this is when you find something pleasurable, when you like something, you probably want more of it. It's like if you like watching the sunset, you're probably going to want to watch more sunsets. If you like playing your guitar, you're probably going to want to play guitar more. If you like sex, you're probably going to want to have more sex. If you like good food, you're probably going to want more good food. So the appreciation and the pleasure and the love is something that exists, and you're also going to want more of it. So the cool thing about both of these frequencies is that they play with each other, and they also generate momentum together. So if you're having appreciation for things that you like, more things that you like are absolutely going to come. So in all honesty, this formula can unlock a lot of things if you get really good at it. If you understand that appreciation is essentially a catch-all frequency that will guarantee the manifestation of more things that you enjoy and the more things that you like. So it's not correct to say, I really appreciate this and I don't want any more. Aside from the experience of being satiated or full of something or complete, aside from that experience, because you do need to have the contrast in order to feel into the desire, that those two frequencies are also playing together and essential to navigating Earth. But if you watched a beautiful sunset and then the sun sets, so now you're experiencing nighttime, it wouldn't be correct to say, okay, that's enough for me. I don't ever want to watch any sunsets ever again, right? That's kind of ridiculous. Or if you eat a delicious dessert and then you feel satisfied and you're complete with the meal, you're not going to say, okay, I will never eat anything delicious ever again. Of course you will. Of course, appreciating it in the moment. You could be in every stage of desire and have appreciation exist at the same time. You can be hungry and appreciate and have gratitude for the hunger that you feel, because that means that the food you're about to eat is going to be delicious. You can be eating a delicious meal and feel gratitude and appreciation for that. Then when you get full and you're satiated, you can feel gratitude and appreciation for the fact that you feel complete, that you're having the experience of being satiated. So it is not correct to say that when you desire, you have slipped out of appreciation. I think for a lot of people, they get confused with this because they conflate desire with need and desperation. Desire by itself is really a really wonderful feeling if you have a good relationship to your desires. But there are a lot of people who slip so far into scarcity, or they don't allow themselves to desire what they want, to just let themselves desire what they desire. There are a lot of people who don't believe that they should want things until they're in the energy of need, or until it's a really dire situation, and only when there's enough pain do they start owning their desires. That is just a crappy way of life. That's not going to bring you a lot of pleasure. But if you can allow yourself to desire, and then appreciate the desire, have gratitude for the desire, love the desire, know you can have the desire, feel into the inevitability of your desire being fulfilled, daydream about your desire. Well, now it's not something that you're fighting against or trying to talk yourself out of or cut yourself off from. And so the holistic picture of this really gets to be satisfying across the board. So to answer your question, the call of desire is the call to evolution. And when you deny that, it doesn't feel good. So at a certain point, you just kind of have to let yourself want what you want. Desire coexists with gratitude because you can have gratitude for a desire. The frequency of desire does not mean that you're only operating from, this is shitty, so I want something else. That's not necessarily what desire is. Sometimes desire is, do you want a red car or a blue car? Sometimes desire is, do you want to eat at this delicious restaurant or that delicious restaurant? Both can exist. You can have appreciation for them both. So they have a hard time coexisting only when you're focusing on deficit, scarcity, pain, agony, the thing that you don't like. If you get too focused on, I need to really explain to you this shitty situation in order for me to give myself permission to desire this other thing, that's where it's hard to stay anchored into gratitude while desiring more. But just the frequency of, I love this thing, is going to bring more. So that's how you can break it down. Gratitude is pleasure. Desire is evolution. And then when you work with those two pieces in mind, you're going to have a delightful life. You're going to have an incredible, outstanding, amazing, epic life. I can guarantee you that. Also, I just want to mention, for those of you who like this type of conversation, I highly recommend Heaven's Nectar. Okay, so this is all about the creation process, finding pleasure in desire, the the essential nature of desire, how to work with it, how to navigate it, how to use it in order to create. And so Heaven's Nectar is definitely more of a deep dive. That's a 3-day masterclass that I did. So that's available on my website. I'll include the link for that too, just because this conversation really ties into that class nicely. So if you want to go deeper on that, know that's available to you. And it was by far my most popular masterclass that I've ever done. It's a banger. It's a good one. So know that that's available to you if you ever want to go deeper on that. But let's go ahead and dive into the reading for this week. Okay, we have Justice. Something is balancing out. So there may have been something that was up in the air, something undecided or unclear, or there's like this reciprocal energy that's coming up. And so I think you could see some things get clarified this week and just have more of a balanced attitude and perspective towards some things this week. I'm also getting some of you may have been going through this really moody period where you're not necessarily feeling like yourself, or there's some funk that's been really kicked up. And so this week, I think that's going to be smoothing out for everyone. Then we have the Two of Coins. Very interesting. If you are on my newsletter, that is actually the card that I pulled for the newsletter message this week. And this is also about liminal space. So the Two of Coins is kind of the ha, I don't know. So if you're in the ha, I don't know, the way that you want to work with that is not to force or put pressure on yourself to decide right now. Sometimes that can actually make things worse if you're doing it from a really misaligned space. Occasionally there, yes, are deadlines where maybe you do need to make a decision. Maybe you do need to pick one. And so sometimes there can be a pressure cooker that is present. But I think for a lot of people, there is just this arbitrary, unnecessary pressure that is applied to know right now, be clear right now, let it be evident right now, decide right now. And the Two of Coins is like, you don't have to do that. You can allow the clarity and the balance to come naturally. So that's what I'm getting from this reading, especially with the Justice card coming up. It's like the evidence will present itself. The solution will just come to you. You can relax. You don't have to hunt it down. So I really want to emphasize this. Do not hunt this week. The reason why I'm emphasizing this is because I do not think you're going to have a good time. I think it's going to end up exhausting you, and you're going to kind of suck the pleasure out of the experience that you're having. Allow yourself, like in the March cosmic weather, you want to float. Float. Don't force. Don't thrash. Relax. Let the answers, solutions, and clarity come to you. Because also keep in mind, if you're frantically running around, I need to fix this, I need to solve this, I need to do this, I need to do that. The frantic energy is not going to put you in a receptive space to actually hear the clarity. Franticness and clarity don't blend well. They're just not harmonic with each other. So consider that this week. And it's okay if you don't know what's coming next or you don't have total clarity. That's all right. Because there's no way to force yourself into knowing when it's not authentic to you. So let me add a caveat to this. Don't use, I don't know, I'm lost, I'm going to be lost forever. Don't allow that to disempower you. That's not the point here. What we're talking about is the liminal space is going to help you feel into the aha, when the clarity and the balance and the knowing, and when your mojo kicks in, you're going to know it because of the liminal space. This is a very Piscean reading for sure. Okay, what else? Page of Pentacles. I want to pull another one for this. Eight of Swords. Okay, that means there's some experimentation that needs to happen. Maybe what I'm describing to you, you're just going to want to go in with a novice mindset. I think we really underestimate the advantage of taking a beginner mindset. That's what the Page of Coins really is. I'm going to try this even if I don't know exactly what I'm doing or how it's going to go. It's okay for me to start at ground zero. It's okay for me to just, start small. There is so much, we put mastery on a pedestal without having appreciation for the beginner who became the master. My God, this is such a good reading. This is such a good reading. So what I'm getting is that you want to have appreciation for the starting places of where you're at. Understand that regardless of what is sitting in front of your face right now, you can trust that you're going to get to your final destination, right? You're going to get to where you want to go. That's a done deal, guarantee. Assume it's done. The how and the who and the what and the when, those are the details that will reveal itself. I feel this a lot in business as well. I go through these periods where I'm not necessarily in a really significant launch period, or I'm not building my next project. There's this liminal space where I'm not sure what's going to come through. So I have to allow the project to come to me. I have to let it reveal itself to me. And that's what I think a lot of people are doing, is you don't need to know everything, have every detail hammered out, have absolute clarity. It's coming. So relax and enjoy yourself while it reveals itself to you. And that is going to make this feel so much better and so much easier. And you're going to have a way better time if you just enjoy this space. If you fight this space that you're in, if you fight the absence of clarity, clarity can't come. So enjoy, breathe, relax, have a good time, give it a shot, have deep love, respect, and appreciation for the version of you now, which is building the future you. So everything that you're doing right now is of service to the future self. This is a stupid, silly example, but I say it to myself all the time. Yesterday, I made breakfast burritos, okay? I love breakfast burritos. They're one of my favorite things ever. And this morning, I completely forgot that I had extra yesterday, and I put it in a container and I put it in the fridge, and I told myself yesterday, I said, ooh, I'm gonna make that for myself tomorrow. I still have enough leftovers for an extra one. So today I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna have for breakfast. I don't know what I'm feeling. Nothing really sounds good. And then I realized, I saw in the bottom corner of the fridge, I was like, oh, Past Sydney. Thank you, Past Sydney, for leaving me leftovers today for me to have another breakfast burrito. Thank you so much. Good looking out, Past Sydney. And Past Sydney was thinking of future Sydney. And Past Sydney, a lot of the time, will say, this is for future Sydney. I'm helping out future Sydney right now by doing this for her and setting her up for success later. She's really going to like this later on. And so I have this little game that I play with myself, like my past and my future self will interact with each other. And so I leave little gifts along the way. So think about current self will become past self, which is going to be communicating with future self. So allow these things to marinate, come together. This reading, obviously I haven't read in a while because this is quite deep. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Take that, do with that information what you will. I love you all. Thank you so much. If you want to get into money magic, heaven's nectar, anything else of the sort, if you want to wish me a happy birthday, all of that good stuff will be in the description box or the show notes. And I will see you beautiful people next time. Have a good one. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Talk to you later.